In this video, I'm going to discuss how to set your back correctly when you're weight training. Setting your back correctly is a straightforward 2 steps. And if you're performing exercises like the squat and the deadlift, for example, you want to make sure you set your back like I'm about to show you before each and every rep. If you imagine there is a logo on the front of your t-shirt, then step 1 involves turning your chest to point that logo up at the sky. When we lift the chest up like this, we're setting the upper back segment here, this thoracic region of the vertebrae. Of course, it's also important to pay attention and make sure that we set the lower back, the lumbar region as well. Now, the way to set the lower back is to use what we call anterior pelvic tilt. Now, this just means that the pelvic girdle, this structure of the body here, is going to be rotated forwards like so. Now, as I do this, you'll notice that as this comes forward, my bum comes slightly back like so. We don't need to exaggerate this, you don't need to overarch, but just a slight tilt here is enough to contract the muscles of that lumbar back region. Now, an easy way to think about this, if you find on your body the hip pointers, on the skeleton there, these bony bumps here at the front, okay, the ASIS, the hip pointers, you can find them on your body, and then just imagine you're going to turn them in the direction of your toes. Now, it's important to note, we're not overly turning the hips in this fashion, it's just a slight tilt, just enough to get the lumbar muscles to contract and set the lower back. So the setting of the back is 1, lifting the chest, and 2, this tilt of the pelvis here, just to set the lower back as well. Those 2 things combined sets the back flat all the way down. Now, for clarification purposes, you'll notice that the vertebral column, the spine, when we talk about flattening the back, the spine itself never really gets truly flat in a very, very straight line, because as you'll notice here, it has a natural curve to it. We call this the S-shaped curve. So when we flatten the back, what we're really doing is achieving this normal extension, this normal anatomical extension of the back, which gets this normal curve that should be there and is natural to the spine, which means a slight minor rounding here and a slight curvature in the lower back. But overall, when you look at the lifter, if you're filming yourself, place the camera on your side on, and what you should notice is the back going from flexion, which is a rounded back, into extension, which straightens out that back angle all the way from the base of the neck down to just the base of your trousers here where the waistband is. Okay, those are the 2 steps you need to know for how to set your back correctly in your gym training. If you still have any questions, you can reach out through social media or my website, strengthrevolution.org.